All right, so tonight was a good night. We went 2-0. Toronto -10 hit, Memphis -2 hit. First video, we got some good luck. 2-0, even the lean hit. The Nets blew the doors off the Heat. So we had a great night. Now we're going to carry that over into the next slate of games. The first game that I want to take a look at over here, I'm on Odd Sharks. They got all the games for Sunday. As we can see, these are early looks, so the lines are going to move a little bit. But I got two plays for you guys that I want you guys to lock in right now. And I got one lean too. Now, obviously, these lines are going to change or your books might not have them up. But these are just early looks. I try to get them to you guys as soon as possible so you guys can do your own analysis and think about what you want to do. But the first game that I want to take a look at is Knicks. Knicks -4.5 at Pistons. So in Detroit, the Knicks are 7-4 in their last 11 games. They're competing hard. They have covered their last 8 road games and have won the last 2 outright. They won in Charlotte. They were +7.5, I believe, +8.5. They won in Charlotte, and they won in Miami. They were +6 in Miami, and they covered that as well. New York is also 6-4 for the season as a road favorite, which is impressive considering they are 10 games under 500. This is a team that plays better when they are away from the Garden. Detroit did not cover versus Washington without Grant. He got hurt early. They did not cover without Grant versus Portland. Now, these matchups were a little different because Detroit was favored in both of those games. But I think the important thing to note is Detroit is a different team when they don't have Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant is their best player, and Jeremy Grant will be out this game, and Diallo is out for the season, and Diallo had 31 versus the Knicks earlier in the season when they played the Knicks. The Knicks beat them by 9. Diallo had 31 points, I believe, in that game. So no Diallo, no Jeremy Grant. I think this team is a lot different when they don't have Jeremy Grant. So short line, it's not too big. The Knicks just got to win by 5. I think they can do it. I expect this line to go up. But then again, there are going to be people who like Detroit because Detroit has been covering as a dog. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the morning or whenever your bookies open this up, if you get it at -5 Knicks, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't expect it to go up too high. Maybe -5, maybe -5.5. But I like the Knicks. If you can get the Knicks right now, Knicks -4.5, official play, let's cash. All right, so the second game that I want to take a look at that I want to make an official play is Dallas hosting the Utah Jazz. Dallas is -2.5 at home. They are 20-8 against the spread after a loss this season, which is the best in the NBA. So this is perfect for them. It's a bounce back spot following the loss to the T-Wolves. It's a bounce back spot following their most recent loss to the Jazz. They lost by 5 points, I believe, to the Jazz. They still covered, though. The spread was Jazz -6. The Mavs lost by 5. They've covered their last 6 meetings versus the Jazz. They do very well against the spread versus the Jazz. And I think it continues here. And the shift from what the line was when these teams first faced each other at the start of the season, because at the start of the season, the Jazz were big favorites versus the Mavs. But now we have the Mavs as a favorite versus the Jazz. I think that line movement from the beginning of the season till now tells a story. It tells you that the Mavs are a team that's ascending and the Jazz are a team that are tanking. They're a team that's going downhill. The Mavs are a team that have gotten better since that trade, since they've traded Kristaps and they got Spencer Dinwiddie. And the Jazz are just a team that's in disarray right now. The Jazz, nothing's going right for the Jazz right now. They just lost to the Charlotte Hornets. They're struggling on the road right now. It's a tough slate of road games right now for them. So they're most likely a first-round exit this season. I don't see them bouncing back and really figuring things out. I think Coach Snyder is going to be gone. I think Donovan Mitchell may request a trade. There's going to be a lot of moving parts out of Utah in the offseason. Utah is a team that's just, man, they're just nasty right now. We talk about that Miami meltdown. I made a video, of course, about the Miami meltdown with Jimmy Butler and Coach Spoelstra, Udonis Haslem. But the Utah Jazz have quietly been having their own issues over there in Utah. So second official play of the day, Mavs -2.5. Lock that in as soon as you can. Let's cash. All right, and lastly, I do have a lean. The lean hit last night. The Nets hit last night at Miami. And tonight I got a lean. I lean Lakers +4 at New Orleans. This is a revenge spot for the Lakers after getting smacked up by the Pelicans in Los Angeles. I was going to say in Staples Center, but I guess it's not Staples Center anymore. The Lakers won outright in a revenge spot recently versus the Raptors in a similar situation. You know, the Raptors came to Los Angeles and smacked the Lakers up. It was like 26-2 to start the game. And then the Lakers go to Toronto, like shortly after they go to Toronto, and they win outright in overtime. So now Pelicans, they whoop the Lakers in LA, and I can see the Lakers heading to New Orleans and taking care of business, possibly winning outright. Now, the opening line has shifted strong over to the Pelicans compared to the last matchup. Last time the Lakers were favored in Los Angeles, it was like Lakers -3 to start, and now it's Lakers +4 in New Orleans. So there's been a strong shift in the line, which tells me that there's a lot of room to work with. You know, we like the Pelicans as a short favorite. We really like the Pelicans, though, when they're dogs. When they're short dogs or when they're big dogs, that's when we like the Pelicans. The Pelicans were a team that I've been able to cash with earlier in the season. Ever since they got CJ, they've been a team we've been able to cash with. But I don't know if -4 at home versus a Laker team that is going to want revenge versus them after getting smacked. The Lakers team that proved that they can bounce back after getting smacked. I don't know if you really want to put your money on New Orleans in this situation. So I lean Lakers. But once again, it's just a lean because it's the Lakers at the end of the day. We don't trust the Lakers. They're not a great team. They're a mess right now. They're another team that's just a mess. And we don't know how motivated they're going to be to play in this game. You know, we know LeBron he mails it in some nights. And this is an early game, so he mails it in some days. So the effort might not be there. That's always a problem when we're talking about the Lakers. So once again, we got Knicks -4.5 at Detroit. Lock that in. We got Mavs hosting the Jazz. Mavs -2.5. Lock that in. And a lean towards the Lakers +4 at New Orleans. Less cash. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.